everyone, this is Mindy Eggen for Taylored Expressions, and today I'm going to be taking the seasonal sprig and with just a few color changes and swapping out of sentiments, I can turn these into a springtime card. And I enjoyed playing with this set so much that I actually have 3 cards to share with you. Now, first, let's take a look at the supplies that I'm using. I have the Label Stacklets 13 die set, A2 postage stamp stacklets, additional A2 layers stacklets, shiplap background, mini to mighty occasion stamp and die, and the seasonal sprig stamp, die, and stencil. Ink colors that I'm using is oat milk, saltwater taffy, rose water, raspberry sorbet, plum tart, cake pop cupcake, blue raspberry, mint julep, and the VersaFine Nocturne Clair ink. Additional supplies is my Misty, a silicone mat, repositionable tape, scotch tape, my Barely Arts liquid glue, paintbrush, I have detail blending brushes, a white gel pen, water dropper bottle, bleed-proof white ink, reverse tweezers, a die pick. I also have a bone folder, some small scissors and large scissors, glass board and glass board buddy, foam sticky strips and thin white foam squares, metallic watercolor set, posted tape, and for cardstock I have sugar cube, saltwater taffy, and rose water. Now let's jump into creating the cards. So here I have the seasonal sprig stamp set. I have the coordinating stencil and coordinating die. The coordinating die will die cut out the sentiments and also the seasonal sprig. And then you have your foilet panels. And there are a few different designs here. I won't be using these today, but they do have some really great designs to start your inspiration. I'm going to start by stamping my seasonal sprig so I can do my ink blending. Now, this is a red rubber stamp, so I will remove the foam insert in my Misty, and I'm placing down a piece of sugar cube cardstock that is cut to 5.5 by 8.5. This way, I can stamp out 2 images on one panel. I place that down in the Misty, picked it up with the door, and then I am going to start by inking it up with oat milk ink. This is a preferred method of mine when I am going to be coloring in an image with a stencil. I like to stamp it in a light colored ink first to stamp it down. And this way, I don't have to worry about dry time with my black inks. I can just get to ink blending right away. And I feel this is going to give me my truest color, especially if I'm using really light colors. So I flipped my cardstock, I stamped it again. And a big thing to remember is do not remove your stamp from your Misty. I placed my cardstock panel down onto a sticky mat and then placed the first layer of the stencil over the top. This is going to line up with the leaves, and the sticky mat is holding my stencil in place for me. Now, using a detail blending brush and mint julep ink, I'm going to go over all of the open area of the stencil for the leaves. This is going to give it a nice highlight area to our leaves. Now, before removing my stencil, I'm going to come in with blue raspberry, and I am going to start by adding this to the base of each of the leaves and then kind of going around some of the edges to give it that shaded look, like if I was coloring with markers. For some of them, I'm going to go right up the middle where the stem would be and just continue adding that darker color. And I really love the color combination we get when these two colors mix. This is a great color combination or variation other than your traditional greens and also helps give your card that springtime feel. Now, for the berries, which I did line up over my stamp design, I am starting with cupcake ink. So, this is a really nice kind of soft pink to start out with, other than the traditional red. And then I'm coming in with cake pop, which is definitely not traditional on berries, but is a beautiful color combination. It looks pretty stark right here as a purple, but once it dries back, it just blends together beautifully and gives it a whole unique look. Off screen, I cleaned off my stencil and I am going to do the other stamped image. Again, I started with the mint julep and then came in with the blue raspberry around the base of each of the leaves. And then once I have that, I'm going to move on to doing the berries. For the berries, I decided to go with something a little more traditional, but this is a really cool color combination. I started with plum tart, which is such a beautiful color on berries, and then I will be coming in with raspberry sorbet. This almost kind of gives it like the color of grapes, I would think, on a vine. So it's kind of a fun new look to our sprig. I did do some more off screen and I'll share those color combinations with you once I show those. So I removed the layer of the stencil. I'm taking this panel and I'm placing it back into my Misty into the same position that I had it. And this time I'm stamping my sprig in the VersaFine Nocturne Clear ink. So this is going to bring all of those outlines back to the forefront. I really like ink blending like this, where I start with a light color first, and I can really get that true color of the cupcake or even that plum tart. Then I can flip my cardstock and I can stamp over my second design that I did. Now, VersaFine Clair does like to stay wet for a little longer. So once these are stamped, I'm going to set it off on the side to dry for a little while, or you could hit it with your heat tool. But I figured since I had my Misty out, I would go ahead and stamp my background panels. For this, I'm using the shiplap background. I like that it kind of gave that weathered wood look to it, which I thought would be nice for some spring looks. I'm starting with rosewater cardstock cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I placed some repositionable tape on the back, lined up the cardstock over my stamp, and then closed at the back of the Misty to pick it up and secure it down to the bottom of my Misty. So I'm doing tone on tone stamping. I did the rosewater ink on rosewater cardstock, saltwater taffy ink on saltwater taffy cardstock, and then oat milk onto some sugar cube cardstock. And then I'm going ahead and stamping the sentiments. I picked out three so I can have one for each of my cards. And this is the Mini to Mighty Occasions stamp set. Yes, I know one is upside down, but being that I'm using the coordinating dies for everything, I don't have to worry about the orientation that I stamped it. Once everything was die cut, I also die cut out each of the sentiments one more time from white cardstock, and I'm going to layer these together with liquid glue. So each sentiment will have at least one layer of cardstock behind it. I find this just adds some stability to the sentiment, and I really like how it feels just a little bit thicker. You can always add some foam squares to it afterwards if you prefer, but I find that that is a great starting point. Then I also went ahead and did that for each of my sprigs. Now, these are two more that I did off screen, and this is featuring the pear and sweet basil ink on the leaves, and then the raspberry sorbet and plum tart for the berries. For my first card design, I wanted to create a frame, so I'm using the A2 postage stamp stacklets. I picked out one of the smaller frames, die cut it from sugar cube cardstock. Then I'm bringing in the additional A2 layer stacklet, and I'm looking for one of the sizes that's going to fit just inside of that stitched frame. Once I found one that fits, I'm holding that down with Post-it tape, run that through my die cut machine, and that is going to create a postage frame for me. I want to pop this up, so I could die cut that out again, but what I prefer to do for this one is take some foam sticky strips and line the back of my postage. So you do have to be a little careful because it does get pretty small in that area. So making sure that my foam tape is not sticking out on the edges. But before I add any frames to my backgrounds, I wanted to add some splatter. So I started out with kind of this white shimmer paint from the metallic watercolor set. It shows up fairly well, but I wanted the white to be a little bit more vibrant. So I'm leaving that. I dried the panel and I'm also bringing in some splatters of the bleed proof white ink. I'm also doing that for my other backgrounds, but the white background, I did some of the kind of champagne and I want to say like a bronzy color in the background. You'll see that up close here in just a minute. I added my panel to an A2 size side folding card base and then removed the back of the sticky strips and placed my frame on the center of my panel. I also added the foam sticky strips behind my sprig, but making sure not to add it to the parts of the leaves that are going to overlap that postage frame. That way it is all flush against the front of the cardstock. And same thing with the sentiment, I added a little bit of the foam strip behind it. Then for the second card, I wanted to do another frame, but I wanted to change it up a little bit. This time I'm using the Label Stacklets 13 die set. So I found two of them that are just one a little bit smaller than the other, line them up so that it is even all the way around the edge, held that down with Post-it tape, and then die cut that out to create this frame. And because my Post-it tape still held it together, I die cut out one more. So that way I don't have to worry about the foam sticky strips here. I could just add that to the front of my panel. Again, I'm adding my sprig, kind of it being a swag around the one edge, popped up with some thin foam squares, and then adding my sentiment in the similar position as in my first card. Then for my last card, instead of creating a frame, I'm going to have two sprigs on the front of the card panel. So this is the one that I did off screen using pear and sweet basil for the leaves. And I did layer these two sprigs together with an extra layer of cardstock. And then I'm just adding those straight to the card front using liquid glue. I'm going to trim off any excess with my scissors. And then I can use those pieces to kind of fill in around the outer edges. Then I'll bring in my last sentiment. I'll add that into that one little area I kind of left open, added that with the thin foam squares and a bit of liquid glue. One last finishing touch I thought I would do is take a white gel pen and I went around the berries and the leaves on all of the cards. And now let's take a closer look at each of the cards. So this has the saltwater taffy background. I did that fun kind of unique color combination for my leaves and berries, and then did my own custom postage frame. This one is using the rosewater cardstock in the background. I thought that tied in nicely with the pink on the berries. The frame created with the label Stacklets 13. And then this is the one where I have two sprigs on the front of my project. And this is the one that kind of reminded me of growing grapes on a vine with that pretty color combination. I hope you enjoyed these ideas and it gave you a fun new twist on using these seasonal sprig for some springtime projects. You can find this now available over at tayloredexpressions.com.